sure that in 1971 people used the word cool as liberally as they use it nowadays, but had they done so, they would probably all have agreed that at the time nobody was more cool than Rod Stewart. Everybody loved Rod Stewart, from the editors of Jackie to John Peel. In fact, particularly John Peel. It seemed Rod Stewart was one of us. It seemed that the only problem that Rod Stewart had was balancing his huge success as a solo act with his no less huge success as the lead singer of the Faces. And this was at its worst in the United States, where they didn't really know the backstory of the Faces and the Small Faces. And so they would turn up to do gigs in the United States, and they would see sometimes on the marquee outside the words Rod Stewart in 100-point and the Faces being added below. And that's the kind of thing it's very difficult to unsay. That's like taking the pin out of a grenade and rolling it under the dressing room door. You know it's going to go wrong at some stage. It would be nice to be able to say that Rod Stewart's departure from the Faces in the middle of the 70s was handled with grace and no hard feelings on either side, but it wouldn't be true. The Faces knew that he was making a solo album for his new record company, which is an American record company. They knew this time they wouldn't be involved. It wouldn't be a bunch of mates from the pub in Willesden tumbling into the studio, seemingly. It would be produced according to the strictures of American radio. It would be done, in fact, in Muscle Shoals, Alabama, which was a dry county where you couldn't even get a drink if you wanted one. And when they saw the finished record, when they saw the cover, their worst fears must have been realised. And there is our boy striding in kind of glam rock fig across the pond into the glass towers of Manhattan. And in case they didn't get the idea, it was called Atlantic Crossing. As far as the Faces were concerned, it could have been called See You Suckers. And the Faces didn't have long after that time to continue in business. It's really strange. Something happened with Rod Stewart's success at that point, which hadn't happened before. Prior to that, Britain had always looked on its acts doing well in the United States with great pride, with great warmth. Only with Rod Stewart did it become apparent to everybody concerned looking on that there was now something you could introduce into the conversation called selling out. It was now apparently the case that if you made it in the United States, you possibly did that by bending the knee to the requirements of America. And those requirements were not worthy of your artistry. And therefore everybody decided that that was how they were going to look at Rod Stewart's success in the United States. He had done it by selling out. Selling out was a very attractive concept to all the thousands of British acts who went to America and never made it in America, because they could always come back and tell themselves that the reason they had not made it was they had not sold out. That is a very appealing idea to the English personality. If you've ordered my book either online or via your local bookshop, please get in touch with me via the email underneath this and send me your address, and I'll be happy to send you a signed, customised bookplate that you can put inside it. Thanks very much.